Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Friday, February 4th, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Friday, everyone. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES right now, below the previous session's low here. Selling off here, seeing quite a bit of weakness in overnight and pre-market trading. Another dump downward on the NFP report. A big beat on the NFP report, and that could be indicative of a more hawkish Fed, thus a bit of selling pressure here. But again, what we've talked about in this move is that we've got ourselves a significant key range here. It's locked in now, and we know the levels to watch for targets and also the best entries. The best entry on the board here is going to be somewhere right in here in this zone, perhaps as deep as 4,100. If this triggers another move downward toward that zone, watching for rejection here at the key range low would offer an opportunity to snap it back to the middle, above into the top of the range, and then into the upside targets down the road. But again, how far do we pull back on this leg right now? We may not get all the way down here, and instead we may see some hard drop, and it turns into a higher low or some sort of higher rejection. That could be a higher pivot low to hold, to work off of, to work back toward the previous year's close. But right now, if we're going to see more weakness up ahead, you got to be patient and allow it to bleed out until we see a significant rejection to work off of. All right, let's take a look here at the NQ. Right now, the NQ also seen a new low. Tremendous turnaround here on Facebook's earnings here late in the day. Big drop here late in the session. Here got a little bit of a bump on Amazon earnings, but again, dropping downward with the NFP report here. You're also seeing a bit of selling pressure into the previous week's close. The previous week's close there of about 14.4, very significant, actually about 14,430. Now below that level here, that's the previous week's close there. We've held above it. We pushed up this way, now back. To fall back below the previous week's close, especially with a rounded top in the 60-minute time frame, could open up more weakness back toward recent lows of that 13.7. So not too far away, especially if it gives up that 14.4 early today. It could lead to a bit more selling pressure up ahead. Keep in mind, any bounce back above the previous session's lows in both the ES and ENQ could offer short-term intraday bounce opportunities back toward VWAP, but as of right now, everything's still moving downward until proven otherwise. So right now, again, very similar to the ES. If we were to come down here and get the key range low, right in this zone could offer the best opportunity to watch for rejection and look to fade prices back up and across the range. So again, right now looking to see how much this bleeds out here, and once we do see a firm rejection of some sort, whether it's today, whether it's early next week, that could offer a great opportunity to fade it back up. All right, let's take a look here at crude oil. Crude oil is going to the moon right now. This one continues to rally. We've had a significant strong low here. There's the bounce back up to the key range. And much like the ES and the NQ right now, this one pulled back but found a strong low that followed the previous strong low. And that one right there helped to push this thing much, much higher. So again, that's kind of what we're looking for in the ES or the NQ. Can we pull back and form some sort of significant rejection that allows us to play this thing back up down the road? As of right now, this thing very, very strong, 92s. It just hit R25 for the month and is still working toward the 100% target at 96.03. That's the 100% key range target from this impulse move. So it sold off here, it bounced back up. From that point, we mentioned the same thing I mentioned here for the ES and the NQ. If we got down here, that'd be a tremendous trap. If not, we can work off some significant pivot low to work back up the key range high, the 50% point, and now approaching the 100% target at 96.03. That one's still in play. Any pullback remains a buying opportunity. Yesterday's outside day up really triggered this nice continuation, and we could be at 96.03 by early next week. All right, let's take a look here at Bitcoin. Bitcoin up right now 2.7%, 2.9% here. And while it is up, again, look at this trend. Ever since November, very aggressive downtrend, lower value relationships in the pivot range, bearish PIMA trigger zone all the way through, bearish modified PIMA crossovers coming into play. So still not out of the weeds here. As a matter of fact, right now, this zone right here, let's bring it in a little bit more right there, could open up quite a bit of more selling pressure if it fails to hold 36 up above, or down below rather. This downtrend right here is being met with a bit of a failed new high developing today, a sharp reaction also on the NFP release of that report, and now again downtrending. You still see price dropping back below the 8-period average, still down below the previous month's midpoint. So all of this suggests that we could see some sort of drop up ahead, and if so, that next leg could get us into that major support down below. So right now, still holding 36K, which off of this support still has a little bit of potential to break to the upside. But again, that 40K is the big level to break above by the end of the month in order to suggest a trend change. Let's take a look now at Ether futures. This one a bit more bullish, up 7.5% right now. Strong low over here, holding the midpoint for the most part, pushing higher toward that previous tail here and holding above it at the moment. Again, very similar to Bitcoin, we have all of this downtrending price action. We have the lower value relationships in the pivot range, and all of that is still providing overhead resistance. Not breaking down just yet, but if we start to break back below 25.50 here, it could open up another round of selling pressure, and down into 1700 could provide a tremendous buying opportunity, as it would be well below value there on the volume profile. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, happy Friday. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.